I think that I talked to you, but I did not see you. So I wanted to congratulate you for your acceptance to your admissions to INSEAD.
Thank you.
Now, what have you been doing these last 4 months that we have not interacted much? What have you been doing these last 4 months, Ismail?
Oh, I feel like the program has started already because we started connecting with admitted with our round 1 to round 3 admitted candidates. And so yeah, networking has already started. We have been getting some information sessions about consulting, about investment banking too. So it was very interesting. I didn't know it was gonna the experience was gonna start this early on, because my the MBA is I'm gonna start on January officially.
Okay. So that's the thing. But you start the program. You start the program in January of this year. Huh?
Yes, exactly.
Start in January.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And so you have interacted with students. Have you completed like a pre-MBA programs or not?
Not yet. I am interested into going into investment banking. So I'm still working at the moment.
Yeah.
So in a couple of weeks, I'll be done with my current job, and I will get into some investment banking preparation. I'm looking into some
Wall Street. Like what? So what is the investment banking preparation? What is it? Okay, the interviews?
Mainly financial valuation for companies, because I currently work in sales and trading in financial markets. So it's another aspect of finance. I'm currently more of a specialist of financial instruments, financial derivatives, but it's been a long time since I have made a DCF a DCF model. So I'm gonna be working on my financial modeling skills, getting back as well to financial reporting, because it's kind of the backbone of investment banking, financial reporting and accounting. So yeah, the preparation is going to be mostly on that. And the other thing is that I was kind of surprised with this. Investment banking interviews and admissions start pretty early on. So by January, interviews already start. So even before starting the program, you have to be ready. So I cannot count on the MBA to prepare for the interviews.
You have to prepare before that.
Yes, it's going to be a personal interview.
Okay, and for INSEAD, they also ask you for a second foreign language. So are you preparing also the second foreign language, or you already master it pretty well? What would be your second foreign language?
Well, I already speak. I speak French and English and Spanish, and I am Moroccan. So I haven't really gotten into that aspect. I know that as a I have a double citizenship, so I think that helps for the entry languages. But by the end of the program, I will have to have a certification for a third language, and I will have to work on that because I only have a certification in French and English. But I will be doing a certification on Spanish.
The second foreign language will be French. Yeah, should be pretty easy for you. Did you have I know that sometimes they ask you also to do some IT preparation in Python, SQL, PHP. Have you follow pre-MBA preparation in this field or not?
Well, the school didn't say anything about this, but I know that in investment banking that can be a useful tool. I only know VBA coding, but I am counting on getting into Python. I think it would be valuable to have a base in Python coding and Python pricing and valuation.
Yeah, because I see for GMIM they ask for this type of things for GMIM program. So tell me, what do you expect from this? When you mention investment banking, you want to do what You want to be in big project financing, in asset management, private equity, M&A. What do you mean by investment banking?
Well, yeah, mainly M&A and mainly M&A. I want to work on acquisition deals. Going into the MBA process, I was more inclined to go into consulting. But for the couple of last months, I learned a bit more about consulting, a bit more about banking, and I think that I will prefer banking. The deal execution of banking, the fact that you get through with deals, I think that's something that speaks to me more than consulting, and the fact that you don't really get to execute deals in consulting. I come from a sales and trading background, so I am pretty inclined to making deals and to making.
That's what you prefer to do. Okay, I understand. And tell me, you have a plan B. Basically, the thing that I ask you, knowing that you want to make such a career switch, why haven't you picked up a school that will allow you to do so, like LBS or IAC? Because probably that LBS and IAC are better schools for that. Why you have not chosen a school that is more likely to help you make a career transition?
Well, I wanted to go into a short program. Given my age, I wanted to go in a 12-month or 10-month program, and maybe that would have been an issue if I was a J candidate. For INSEAD, you have two intakes.
Two start dates, two
intakes. One who starts in September and the other in January. And the one who starts in September is a 10-month program with no internship. So for a career switch, that might have been tricky. But the fact that starting in January, I will have the opportunity to do an internship, that makes it better. So I will have an experience in my next industry before starting to apply for full-time job.
Very good.
And INSEAD, it's. I wanted to go INSEAD for the reputation, for the international aspect of the school. It's one of I think it's the most diverse school out there, and that really speaks to me.
Okay. So basically, I didn't have time to ask you to introduce yourself. Can you introduce yourself at length, like in 2-3 minutes? Right? Can you please introduce yourself to the MBA Center students?
Yes, so my name is Ismail. I am a sales trader based in Paris. I have been working in sales trading for the last 5 years, and basically I help corporations and NGOs invest their money, their cash, in capital markets. It can be in financial products, in bonds and equity derivatives, and I also help companies hedge their market risk, like currency risk, interest rate risk, with derivative instruments. And I did a master's degree in finance, so I have a business background. I think that's going to be helpful for the MBA. And after 5 years working in trading, I want to get trading is a pretty specialized job in nature. You have to be really specialized, working on highly technical subjects. But I want to get a broader view on businesses and how to expand how to expand businesses, how to make businesses grow. So that's why I first started going into management consulting. That seemed to be the perfect industry for what I was looking for. But after a couple of months of research, I am more inclined to go into investment banking, because you do get that broader view, that you look into the fundamentals of your clients, to their business models, to help them grow. But you also have the execution aspect of the job, and of course you also have the client relationship management.
Okay, it's a very good thing. So tell me, to which other programs have you applied?
I applied to IESE and HEC.
HEC. And given that, and I know you told me already what you want to do, but given that you want to, and you have been accepted to all of them, I guess. And why have you already told me what you like? But what are the pros and cons? Because we have many students who, of course, apply to IAC, NBS, INSEAD, and HEC, and they don't really see the pros and cons. How would you advise us when you see that? Have you considered rankings only, or you have considered the curriculum, the school itself?
I did
When you
consider.
took the decision.
I did consider ranking. That was the. I did consider ranking. I also spoke with. I have some connections at INSEAD, so I could speak with a couple of students and alumni from INSEAD, and so I would say maybe if I was a couple of years younger, the decision between IESE and INSEAD would have been way more difficult. Because I want to visit the IESE campus. It's a really nice campus. I spoke with a few alumni, a few students, and I've spoken with the faculty members, and it seems like a really good place to be and to have the MBA experience. But for me, I think it's mostly about age and so the duration of the MBA. And of course, the reputation of INSEAD is unparalleled, so that also helped me make the decision.
And at the same time, also being French, or the network is something that you have probably considered as well. Tell me that you have interacted with INSEAD. How many times have you been on campus?
I went quite a few times to the campus during 2022. 21-22, because my best friend was doing his MBA during 2021. So I don't have a number, but quite a few times. So I visited the campus. I partied with some students. I had lunch and drinks with some students. So I really got a feel of the MBA experience at INSEAD.
Yeah, because of course we have the same friend who has been accepted to INSEAD and who is now working consulting.
Yes.
Maurice. Alors, how would you customize the program? Because you told me that it's a 1-year program, but we know that at INSEAD you can study in Fontainebleau in Singapore. You can have an exchange program with Wharton. What have you planned to do? You will stay in Singapore in Fontainebleau the whole time? Will you travel? Will you go to Singapore? Tell me.
I do intend to make the Singapore exchange, to go to the Singapore campus for a couple of periods, because I am starting to look into Middle East and Asia, and it's a good experience to have to be on the Singapore campus. And just as a human experience, living in Singapore seems like something pretty incredible. So I would love to spend a couple of months in Singapore and get a feel of the culture and the people there and how they conduct business in Asia. And and other aspects of the customization, I intend to go into I am applying for the finance track. So it's a visit to some company, to a few banks that the Career Development Center organizes in a couple of weeks. And of course, I intend to join the clubs, the finance club, the investment banking club, and even PE and VC clubs.
Okay. That's for the on-campus activities. So you take the finance track as well. So tell me, in terms of how can I say, in terms of on-campus activities, so you have already picked up clubs, or I mean?
Well, the program hasn't officially started, so I didn't really apply for the clubs. But yeah, I'm planning to go into the finance club for sure, the investment banking club for sure. Um, it's INSEAD, so I'm obviously also gonna join the consulting club. I think the school is very keen on consulting. It's a consulting powerhouse, so I think I don't want to miss out on that too. But it's mostly going to be consulting and finance. But I'm also counting on the program, on the people that I will be meeting to learn about other industries. There is a webinar in a couple of days about product management. It's something that I know nothing about, but I would be interested to learn a bit more. And obviously also tech, which is one also of the industries that most that hires the most at INSEAD.
Okay. And what else you expect from this 1 year in terms of personal development? What else you expect?
Well,
in terms of personal development, what do you expect to experience? Friendships and engineer, but what else?
Yeah, of course, friendships, expanding my network, not only professionally, but yeah, really get mixed up with people from all around the world and from all around the business industries. So yeah, getting
Hello, I cannot hear you. There's an issue. Hello, Ismail.
Hello?
Yeah, it's better. So, what do you, in terms of friendship, in terms of contact, in terms of personal development, what do you expect to experience there?
Yeah, I was saying that the international aspect of the school is one of the main reasons also that I chose INSEAD. So getting acquainted with expanding my network, but not only a professional network, but also a friendship network to many other countries, to people from countries that I wouldn't have met otherwise. So that would be the on the human side. That's that's what I'm expecting, and that's, I think, the big plus of the school.
Okay, very good, very good. In terms of preparation now, what is it to apply to INSEAD? Is it difficult, not difficult? What has to be done to apply for INSEAD? What are the do's and don'ts, Ismail?
Well, I guess the most difficult part was the GMAT. So it took me quite a few months to prepare for the GMAT, especially while working. So it was pretty intense for about 4 months. And the essays, maybe it was easier for me for the essays because I had really thought about my project. And I didn't start with the INSEAD's essays. I started with HEC essays, which were a bit more personal and more introspective. So maybe that introspection and that reflecting about myself and my aspirations helped me write the INSEAD essays more easily. And so yeah, I think the hardest part is the first part of the process, so the GMAT plus the essays. And once you are selected for the interview, the interviews are 2 chats with 2 alumni. So it seems, I don't know if it's really true, but it seems more casual and easier than the first part of the admissions process.
Okay, that's what you mean. So basically, to apply to INSEAD, you need to take the tough GRE on GMAT, reasoning test, and a language test when you're French. And then you have to complete an application. So sometimes people are a bit surprised by the Kira talent, by the interviews, because the application, they understand what it is. You have to write essays, get letters of recommendation. But what it is to take the Kira test, tell me.
I almost forgot about the Kira test. Yes, it wasn't the easiest part because I wasn't used to speaking to a camera and looking at the lens of the camera, and like a podcaster. So I had to get some training on that, and obviously we trained together to prepare the questions. So for the key interview, it's working about the question set.
Yeah.
There are quite a few tens or a few dozens of questions that usually that come up usually. So I think the preparation on the content is the easy part, on the content of the questions. Maybe the hardest part for me was to learn to speak into the camera in a clear and fluent way.
Okay. And the interview. So some people believe we are a bit scared, freaked out with the interview. And what is the interview? So you have 2 interviews. What was it like in your case?
Well, frankly, after going through the whole process, I was I was ready for the interview. I felt like I was ready, and I felt like I was legitimate to. I felt I had the legitimacy to have the interview. So, and maybe it was just my case, but my 2 interviewers were pretty relaxed. They made it pretty casual, so it wasn't as stressful as a formal interview with like an admissions officer. So yeah, it feels more like a casual chat than an official interview. But I have heard a couple of other experiences where it was more strict and more official. But yeah, I think it's a confidence thing, and I think after going through the GMAT, the essays, and the Kira interview, going to the interview, the official interview, I mean, you feel. At least I felt more confident.
Very more comfortable. Yes, it's the last part of the very long process. In terms of financing,
Yeah.
In terms of financing, what it is like to finance INSEAD?
In terms of
finance, and is it difficult, or how to finance this program?
Well, I am going to get a loan from a bank. Thankfully, the loans in France, as a French citizen, it's easier to get a loan in France, and it's fixed rates in general. So that's a blessing when I see the other options that the international students get. And I'm also using all my savings, so it's going to be part savings and part loan.
Okay, very, very good.
But
and
yeah,
of course, it will be easy to pay back. Have you already found a place?
Yes.
Ismail? Yeah. So where is it? Tell me, what type of, if people want to know, so there's no dorm at INSEAD, so they want to know how it works. So tell us. Tell us how it works to find a place.
The main question that arises when you're looking for accommodation is, do I want to stay in a studio apartment and have on our apartment by myself, or do I want to go in a shared house? So shared houses with other students, it can be like with 8 students, or sometimes even 16 other students. So I went with the human experience options. So I am going to stay in a shared house. I think, yeah, part of the MBA, a really important part of the MBA is the human experience and the immersion. So I went for a shared house. I think that I would be missing out a bit. I would feel like I would be missing out if I went in a solo apartment.
Yeah, in the studio. Yeah, probably yes. Most of my students they go in a studio. So tell me, Ismail, thank you very much for coming, for joining. So what do you want to add? What are the do's and don'ts if you want to succeed in this process? So what are the do's and don'ts? What do you advise to potential applicants?
Well, for the GMAT, I would mostly advise to go with a program, with a methodology. because I started working on the GMAT for a couple of months, only using the books, and it was kind of random. I did some tests. I was working on subjects randomly. So my first test was not. I think I got a 500 and something, which was pretty sad. And then I went with an official program. It was longer than I expected. It was around 4 months. But I really trusted the process, and I think it's really important to go with a program and to trust the process.
To develop. Basically, you have worked with one of our partners. You have worked with TTP or GMAT. You have used what, target test prep?
I went with TTP, yes. I went with target
test prep, which is the program that we give. And you see, Ismail at MBA Center, when they prepare the GMAT, we use GMAT. And for the GRE, we give them target test prep. So both are equally good. Okay? And then we did the application together. Okay. Yes. So basically, Ismail, I would be happy to talk to you in about 1 year time to see. Of course, I would be happy also to follow you, so that you tell me how it went and what you have experienced.
Of course.
And as you know, as a piece of advice, if you want to work in this field, and you can work equally in the IB sector directly, or you can also work for financial services, as you know, for some consulting companies that would call financial services, it is probably easier to get in. And after some time, you can join a private equity fund. So Ernst & Young, Pricewaterhouse, etc. have financial services, and it's basically the same work as in a bank, and you will learn the same. And after some time, you can also work in private equity. So just consider that there are two ways if you want to work in finance: through IB, and but also through financial services in a consulting firm. Okay. Voilà. Okay. It was very nice to be with you, and please don't hesitate if you want to show me a letter, a CV. I would be always happy to help you, of course.
Thank you very much.
Have a good day, Ismail. It was nice to see you, as usual. Thank you.